to the Commission, but the records show poor record keeping. There was in fact limited or no evidence of payment of taxes in these files. The Commission then wrote to the following institutions for the list of their memberships: the General Legal Council for Legal Practitioners, the Medical and Dental Council for Medical Practitioners, the Gambia Association of Accountants for Accountants, the Gambia Public Procurement Authority and GAMWorks agencies for contractors and engineers, the Registrar of Companies for companies, the Gambia Hotel Association for hotels and guest houses, to name a few. A list was then prepared from the information received from the aforementioned institutions, and summons were issued to listed persons, institutions, and companies to appear before the Commission. It must be emphasized that said list was prepared on a purely impartial basis. This was not a witch hunting exercise. The Commission deliberately refrained from specifically identifying persons, businesses, and institutions. It relied purely on information received from the above-mentioned institutions within the basis of its mandate. Given the little or no evidence of payment of taxes in the files provided by GRA, the Commission adopted a procedure whereby taxpayers were summoned to appear and make available evidence of payment of their taxes, most particularly income, sales, PAYE, and capital gains tax. Initially, the Commission had also required practitioner witnesses to provide evidence of private practitioner fees. One such witness brought evidence to show that said laws, which required the payment of practitioner fees, had been repealed. This particular request was as a result discontinued after this fact was verified. It must be noted that after receiving evidence from the first group of taxpayers who appeared before the Commission, i.e. the lawyers, the Commission found that some were not up to date with the payment of their taxes, and some had not paid at all, but had undertaken to pay up, and given the limited time the Commission had to work under, it was almost impossible to verify said payment. The Commission, as a result, decided to adopt an approach of ordering the taxpayers with arrears to return to GRA, to pay up said arrears or agree on a payment plan, and return to the Commission with evidence thereof. Failure to do so would amount to contempt. This approach yielded positive result and an influx of payment of taxes. The Commission received a number of memoranda and petitions on allegation of tax evasion and corrupt practices. Most petitioners wanted to remain anonymous. Some members of the public approached the Commission personally, some preferred to remain anonymous, others did not mind coming forward in the open. The members of the Commission looked at every petition and, where necessary, directed the security personnel to conduct investigations and submit their reports to the chairperson. Most of the allegations made by the petition bore no fruit. Shortcomings. At the initial stage of this inquiry, the Commission experienced a number of shortcomings which obstructed the proper implementation of its mandate to its full extent. In order to ascertain the level of loss of revenue due to tax evasion, the Commission subpoenaed the files of named taxpayers from the GRA. This exposed a number of anomalies within the GRA in terms of proper record keeping, poor tax administration, gross incompetence, and negligence. As a result of these shortcomings, the Commission adopted the approach of requiring taxpayers to provide evidence of their payment of taxes. This resulted to a lot of time wasted on the part of the Commission in obtaining the relevant records from the taxpayers themselves. Further, after receiving all the requested information from taxpayers, the Commission requested the GRA senior officials, particularly the Commissioner General and Commissioner Domestic Tax, to conduct a reassessment on income, sales, and PAYE taxes, tax payments of selected taxpayers based on the evidence they had presented. The outcome again was unfortunate, as it again exposed the gross incompetence and poor management and tax administration skills on the part of these specific officials. As a result, the Commission had to co-opt 2 junior tax officials to assist and be supervised by its commissioners in the conduct of this exercise. This resulted to even more delay and a diversion from the main mandate of this Commission. Your Excellency, these 2 junior tax officials who were recruited are in the persons of Sule Ndur and Famara Sane. Yes, they're present. Nevertheless, the Commission succeeded to proceed on course and continued with its inquiry into capital gains tax Again, the poor record keeping made the task of the Commission even more arduous. The Commission also encountered difficulties from witnesses summoned to appear before it. Most of them were not forthcoming with information and unwilling to assist the Commission with its inquiries, most especially during the inquiry into capital gains tax evasion. Therefore, given the limited time that remained within the time frame set for this Commission, the Commission decided to limit the scope of its inquiry on dot checks to checks issued in payment of domestic taxes that were returned unpaid. Incidentally, the National Audit Office had commenced an audit exercise on GRA on that subject matter. The Commission then subpoenaed the Auditor General for the production of his report, which was considered and incorporated into this report. As a result of this, and given the little available data, the Commission's inquiry did not extend to how the issuance of dot checks affected foreign direct investment. Mischief sought to be cured. To our mind, the mischief sought to be cured by the setting up of this Commission is to ensure that the problem of tax evasion is greatly reduced, if not completely eradicated or eliminated. Further, by understanding the role played by each sector of society in causing loss of public revenue through tax evasion and other corrupt practices, the proper mode of addressing this problem would be determined. Therefore, to better address this exercise, there was a need to have a thorough understanding of the structures in place that collect public revenue. For a better understanding of these structures and their role in revenue collection in the Gambia, one had to understand that the government of the Gambia derives its revenue for sustaining the economy mainly from income generating from taxes. Simply put, Gambia has a tax-driven economy. Tax, according to Black's Law Dictionary 9th edition, is a charge usually monetary imposed by government on persons, entities, transactions or property to yield public revenue. Most broadly, the term embraces all governmental imposition on the persons, property, privileges, occupations, and enjoyment of the people, and includes duties, imports, and excises, end of quote. The Chambers Dictionary 11th edition defines tax as a contribution to revenue exacted by the state from individuals or businesses. Taxation, therefore, is the imposition or assessment of tax. It is, according to Black's Law Dictionary, the means by which the state obtains revenue required for its activities. The money provided by taxation in the Gambia, therefore, is used by the government to carry out many functions in economic development, security, infrastructure, public and social services, and most importantly, the servicing of debts and interest generated from said debts. The January 2012 press release from Central Bank of the Gambia's Monetary Policy Committee states that in 2011, revenue and grants amounted to $5.2 billion. Tax receipts amounted to $3.7 billion, falling short of the expected $4.1 billion projected in the 2011 budget estimate. The revenue situation for 2011 compares unfavorably with the total expenditure and net lending, which stood at $6.1 billion. The mismatch between revenue and expenditure resulted in the overall budget deficit, including grants of $910 million. This dire situation of government fiscal performance is becoming endemic because the deficit for the year 2010 was $1.4 billion. The decline in revenue collection for government over the years has led to the increased government borrowing to finance the fiscal debt. This has created the most intractable microeconomic problem the Gambia has faced in recent history. A growing and unsustainable domestic debt situation that not only consumes huge amount of government resources to service it, but also poses a serious risk to macroeconomic stability. Estimates by the Central Bank of the Gambia highlight that, as at the end of December 2011, the outstanding domestic debt increased to $9.4 billion, or 8.6% from 2010. In 2011 alone, government paid $638.6 million